Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rakyah, NIM 4031834. I am from Classic A English Literature. Here I wanna make a video about a review, a novel, or a book report. And the title of the novel is The Blue Lagoon. The novel I want to report is The Blue Lagoon by Henry de Vere Stacpoole. This novel was published by T. Fisher Unwin on January 1908. Henry de Vere Stacpoole, born on 9 April 1863 in Kingstown, Ireland. Henry de Vere Stacpoole was raised in a household dominated by his mother and three older sisters. William C. Stacpoole, a doctor of divinity from Trinity College and principal of the Kingstown School, died shortly before his son's 80th birthday. The novel was reprinted more than 20 times in the next 12 years and remained popular in other forms for more than 80 years. Norman McEwan and Charlton Mann adapted the story as a play which ran for 263 shows in London from 28 August 1920 to 16 April 1921. This novel tells the story of the love and struggle of a pair of teenagers who are stranded on an island that is not inhabited by humans. Their love story began when they were teenagers. They began to feel attracted to each other. This novel also tells the story of their struggle to survive in a place where there is no one else but them. And next is characters. There are 6 characters in this novel. And the first is hero or heroine, male or female. The first there is Emmeline Lestrange. Emmeline Lestrange is the main character in this novel. Emmeline is a beautiful and strong girl who survives on the island inhabited by 2 of them. She is also the cousin and wife of Dickie Lestrange. She is also the mother of a child named Hannah. Emmeline is a loving woman and loves her husband very much. When his husband is in danger, she does everything she can to help him, even though it could harm herself. And the next is Dickie Lestrange. Dickie Lestrange is also the main character in this novel. Dickie is a handsome young man, brave, loving, and also strong in taking care of his family. He is also a cousin and husband and father of Emmeline and Hannah. Dickie loves his wife and children very much. He always takes care and tries to make his family happy even with small things. And the next is supporting character. The first is Paddy Button. Paddy Button is a chef on the ship Dickie and Emmeline are on. Just like Emmeline and Dickie, Paddy Button is also one of the victims stranded on the island. Paddy is a good man. He looks after, cares for, and teaches them how to survive in a dangerous place. His loving person, he loves Emmeline and Dickie like his own children. The next is Arthur Lestrange. Arthur Lestrange is the father of Dickie Lestrange. He is also the uncle of Emmeline Lestrange. Arthur is a good father and loves his children and nephew very much. Even though his children and nephew have long disappeared, he gives up hope and tries to find Dickie and Emmeline, even though he knows it is unlikely that they are still alive. And the next is Hannah. Hannah is the son of Dickie and Emmeline. And the last supporting character is Stanley Street. Stanley Street is the captain of the ship that brought Arthur in looking for of Emmeline and Dickie. Next is summary of this novel. The novel begins when two cousins, Dickie and Emmeline Lestrange, are stranded with a kitchen cook on an island in the South Pacific due to an incident on their ship. Paddy Button is the chef in the kitchen who is stranded with Dickie and Emily. He takes responsibility for Dickie and Emily and teaches them how to survive. 2.5 years after the shipwreck, Paddy died after being drinking. Children struggle and survive with their wits and the gift of their secluded haven. They live in a hut and spend their day fishing, swimming, diving for pearls, and exploring the island. As time went on, Dickie and Emmeline grew into two physically mature adults and began to fall in love with each other. They don't understand or don't know how to express their physical attraction to each other because of the lack the lack of knowledge that teaches them about a relationship. So they perfect their relationship by having sex. Dickie became very concerned about Emmeline, listened to her stories and bought Emmeline small gift. For several months, they often made love and finally Emily became pregnant. They didn't understand the physical changes that were taking place in Emily's body and had no knowledge of childbirth. When the day of delivery came, Emily went into the woods and returned with a man. Over time, they began to realize that their child must have a name. Dickie and Emmeline finally named their child Hannah. Dickie and Emmeline teach Hannah how to swim, fish, throw spear, and play in the mud. They also teach Hannah how to pick and survive the island life. In San Francisco, Arthur, Dickie's father or Emily's uncle, believes that his son and nephew are alive, so he is determined to find them. After recognizing Emily's children's tea set that was taken by water on an island, Arthur finds a captain willing to take him to the island and they set off. Meanwhile, Dickie, Emmeline, and Hannah rowed their small boat to where they lived with Paddy as a child. While in the boat with their son, Emmeline doesn't realize that Hannah has thrown one of the oars into the sea. The tide came in and swept the boat into the lagoon, leaving Emmeline and Hannah stranded. As Dicky swims toward them, he is chased by a shark. Evelyn attacked the shark with her remaining oars, so Dicky has time to get into the boat safely. The boat was then caught in a big wave so that they were dragged into the middle of the sea. Moments later, Arthur's ship found the boat carrying his son, nephew, and grandson, and found all three unconscious but still breathing. And the issue presented in this novel is love, sex, and strangle. The Blue Lagoon presented a story about love story and strangle for two people, Dicky and Emmeline, who live alone on an island, make them like each other and have sex to produce a child. They also struggle to survive on a dangerous island without any help from anyone. And the last is evaluation and conclusion. This novel tells the story of the love and struggle of a pair of teenagers who are stranded on an island that isn't inhabited by humans. The love story began when they were teenagers. They began to feel attracted to each other. This novel also tells the story of their struggle to survive in a place where there is no one else. And The Blue Lagoon is one of the best romance and strangle novel I've ever read. I like reading this novel because from this novel I can find out how to survive and harshness of life that forces us not to just sit still to survive. But the drawback of this novel is my opinion is that it has a floating ending and you have to read the next novel to find out if it's a sad ending or happy ending. Okay, that's all about review about the Blue Lagoon novel. And thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.